My name is Harry. I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is December 13, 2025. It is 9:13 p.m. Okay, I'm starting really early. There's a lot I need to share with you. I didn't record anything like early in the morning yesterday. So yeah, let's go on Twitter. I'm gonna start with something about ByLine. I started putting this list since the last time I stopped recording. Should I start? Let me pause for a second. Okay, I think the video will be on this channel. Okay, so let's go on X. All right, let's see how long it's gonna take me to finish recording everything, because I have a lot and I want to check them out. Okay, so this is the first tweet. The British media's obsession with making everything about Prince Harry needs to be studied. If anyone is investing in ByLine Time, it's ordinary people like us, because we appreciate their independent voice and wish there were more papers like them. Not too long ago, I was talking about, well, it's almost every other videos that I'm making. I talk about journalists, how mainstream media is being grabbed by the most powerful people and things like that, the establishment. So I usually compare ByLine Times similar to like Midas Touch. Midas Touch is that a YouTube channel. I think it's created by some lawyers, and I think they might be related. I'm not 100% sure. So ByLine Time, as of 2025, like right now, I think they are the most respected independent papers in the UK. Okay, I don't know about any other independent papers in the UK, but for now, I think they are the most respected. They investigate. They pretty much do what journalists supposed to do. Okay, a lot of things that came out a couple of years ago regarding the royal family, Martin Branning, was it Dan Wooten, Prince Harry, and things like that. It was them. All right, so let's see here. They retweeted that. So the squad put that and retweeted this. So that was back since December 11. Today is December 13. The insinuation behind Press Gazette's abject hit job and this form of paper, which never produces individual accounts, whose sole shareholder never make any public appearances or writes, unlike the directors and owners of ByLine Time, myself, Stephen, this person here, and this person here. All right, why did they do that? Okay, so this is the response to the original caption. And if Prince Harry is invested in ByLine Time, so what? There's no conflict of interest. Prince Harry's lawsuit against the tabloid has nothing to do with his investment. Exactly. He can invest wherever he wants, yep, although study with psychological assessment as well. Okay, are they claiming that Harry... Okay. They're probably raising non-real issues, because the lawsuit of Prince Harry with Diddy Fell is about to come. Okay, let me read a bit more. Okay, I read that already. That was the retweet. So they retweet that within the retweet. It all makes sense now. The bizarre Press Gazette attention on ByLine Time shareholders. The media cartel has been going for Prince Harry and his case against the Mail for a year. And the idiot who spent months investigating us through Prince Harry had invested in ByLine Time. Who owns ByLine Time? Most shares in ByLine Time are held by anonymous investors. They usually ask people to like donate to support them and things like that because they are independent. This also explains why some troll rewrote ByLine Times Wikipedia entry to include endless erroneous paragraphs about how hacked off and anti-media activists created it. Pure BS. Just gratifying to know Daker's minion wasted so much money and time on us. Is it Paul Daker? That guy who I think 2 or 3 years ago, he wrote an open letter to Prince Charles at that time. I think the Queen was still alive. About how he related. Okay, yeah, this has to be. Okay, I get it. The lawsuit that's coming, and because ByLine is actually doing what a newspaper is supposed to do, investigating and telling the truth, so they're running scared. So they're looking at as if, I don't know, because they're unethical ways of running things to favorite one group instead of reporting truth. So they're thinking that Harry is supporting them, is paying them to talk positive about them. That's what I'm getting. Okay, let's see here. The media cartel and action. Let's see here. Prince Harry is one of a number of high-profile figures claiming private information about them was gathered unlawfully by method like phone hacking. But Channel 4 Dispatch revealed that there's more to the story behind the headline. Okay, and our final award tonight is Journalist of the Year, which this year recognizes this person here and that person here who brought her producer Claire Senka onto stage. Okay, no insinuation intent, just a simple question. Event campaigning, press, Gazette award nominated independent media outlet like your own should be held accountable sometime. What are they trying to say? Okay, I don't think I'm going to spend too much time on this. Why will you illustrate that headlines with 2-year-old front page with Prince Harry on the front then? You had 24 others to choose from. Nobody is that naive. I know your sources wrongly thought Prince Harry was an investor. Dumb. You've been played. Okay, Prince Harry honestly never occurred to me. I think that was just what we happened to have on file. I thought Max Mosley and Nazi Gold might be the story, but that's not it either. So your owners and investors remain a mystery, probably benign one, but who knows? Okay, it's not a mystery. Did you bother to read the piece? Stephen and I have the voting rights with how deep are the 3 directors. Are you a director of the Press Gazette holding company, dumb? Or is it just the son of some invisible millionaire who control Press Gazette? Okay, how well? Okay, I don't know. So they retweeted that. Is there retweet of retweet of retweet? Yeah, too much retweet. Okay, I'm gonna leave it as that. Okay, if I go into that, there's more. Okay, it goes deep. Alright, let's leave that alone. Let's go to the next tweet. So they're trying to find who's funding them because it for the main papers, because they also and like a monopoly type of things, even though they have different name of papers, but they pretty much controlled by one or a few group. Let me not say one, a few group. So when the truth is being said, they can believe it. All right. So this one, it's almost 6 minutes. Oh my God, I just can't believe this. The Tate Brothers. Okay, women have to see day in and day out the level of which disgusting, abusive males are protected at the highest level and not get angry about it. I reported about this maybe a year and a half ago. I think the country that arrested them was Romania. All right, let me just let you watch this. Let me go into it. Let me pause. A new report from the New York Times revealed how the Trump administration and some members of the president's family may have been involved in a larger movement and conservative circles to support Andrew and Tristan Tate, right-wing influencers charged with rape, human trafficking, and other crimes. All right, I'm going to try my best not to go into too much detail about that. Okay, so it's very long. Their stories first came to me, to my periphery, was that that activist, that young girl. She was on the news regarding the Palestinian thing. What's her name? Greta Thun. What's her name? Greta something. And there was some pizza. It's in one of my videos. That's how the Tate brothers, especially Andrew Tate, came into my periphery. And there was a picture of him putting gas on his Lamborghini or something, one of his cars. And they were looking for him. They were I'm on top of my head. And they were able to catch him because of a pizza box that he took a picture of himself with a pizza box in front of him, and the pizza box had a QR code, and when they scanned the code of the pizza, that's how they were able to find him. But anyway, let me not waste time. Let's listen to this. I will not go too much into it. Just listen to that. Hopefully I have nothing to say. It's 6 minutes plus.
Into the political maneuvers that led to the release of Andrew and Tristan Tate, right-wing influencers charged with rape, human trafficking, and other crimes. The Tates, who are major players with big social media followings in the so-called manosphere, are facing criminal investigations in Romania and criminal charges in the UK for alleged sex crimes. The brothers had been barred from leaving Romania for years as prosecutors built their case, but in February, the Romanian government suddenly lifted the travel ban and allowed the two to board a plane to Florida, which they announced in this video recorded on the plane. Both men have denied the criminal allegations. A new report from the New York Times reveals how the Trump administration and some members of the president's family may have been involved in a larger movement in conservative circles to support the Tates. For more, we're joined now by New York Times investigative reporter Meghan, who helped break the story. Thanks for being with us.
Happy to be with you.
So for the unfamiliar, tell us more about who the Tate brothers are and the criminal allegations they were facing in Romania.
So Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan, to a lesser extent, are two of the most influential figures in the so-called manosphere world. Andrew's a former kickboxer who has built a huge, massive online audience by preaching brazen masculinity and chauvinism to a young male audience. He and his brother have also ran a porn business for about 10 years, bragging about how they lured and steered women into making sexual content for paying customers online, and with them taking a lot of the profit. And they have also sold courses to young men on how to make money and exploit women.
And as we mentioned, the Romanian courts originally required the Tates to remain in that country as the cases were built against them. But then seemingly overnight back in February, they were seen on this plane headed to Florida. Your reporting links that shift to the relationships they cultivated with influential figures on the political right, to include members of Donald Trump's own family. What did you learn about those relationships?
Oh my God.
Yeah. So Andrew and Tristan, they have joint American and British citizenship, but have been based in Romania since like the mid-2010s. And in 2022, they started to come under investigation. They ultimately have been under investigation in 3 countries in Romania, where they're accused of trafficking dozens of women into their porn business, and Andrew's been accused of rape. They also have been accused, they're facing charges in Britain of rape and trafficking. They've also been under criminal investigation here in the United States. But remarkably, as they started to come under growing numbers of criminal investigations, they forged really close alliances with people on the American right, ranging from media figures like Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens to members of the Trump family, first starting with Donald Trump Jr., and then with Barron Trump. And those, we found in the course of our reporting that those sort of strategic alliances culminated in their release from Romania in February of this year.
How did that all happen? How did the U.S. involvement in their case ramp up after Trump's reelection?
So the prosecutors in Romania had barred the brothers from traveling. They've been arguing, as they've been investigating these brothers, that they pose a public risk and a flight risk, a public danger and a flight risk. And so they have repeatedly been seeking to confine them in the country. And that changed in February when the prosecutors, an extraordinary order came down from the highest levels of the Romanian government instructing prosecutors to reach a compromise with the brothers. And then those travel bans were lifted, which was something that the prosecutors did not want to do, according to our sources. And what we've learned is that that was really a culmination. Once Trump was reelected, there were supporters of the Tates here in the United States who ascended into the administration, including a special diplomatic envoy named Richard Grenell, who we found through our reporting had at least 2 conversations with Romanian officials about the Tates case. And then within days of that second conversation, the order came down in Romania, ordering the compromise that led to the lifting of the travel bans. And we've been told that the Romanian prime minister believed that that would appease the Trump administration.
What did your reporting find about the involvement of Donald Trump Jr. and Barron Trump specifically?
Yeah. So Andrew Tate, was very sort of strategic and shrewd in cultivating these alliances with people on the American right, including in the Trump family. And so his relationship with Don Jr. stretches back to 2017, when Andrew had posted a positive tweet about his father, and Don Jr. had liked it. And anyway, soon they were hanging out at Trump Tower here in New York. And that stretched up through him coming under investigation and being placed on house arrest in Romania. Don Jr. was one of the people who posted online supporting in defense of the Tates and critical of the Romanian investigation. And then we found that by 2024, Barron Trump, the youngest son, was also a fan of Andrew, and that they actually spoke by Zoom last year with a mutual friend who told me that Barron is a big fan of the Tates, and that on this call, they had actually discussed the Romanian case and how they thought it was just an effort to silence the Tates, a politically motivated criminal investigation.
Our vote matters. Our vote matters. When Trump was saying draining the swamp, he pretty much bring the swamp in. My goodness, the U.S. does not look good at all in every freaking angle you may look at. Okay, Trump using U.S. diplomacy to spring accused rapist traffickers Andrew and Tristan Tate while bragging about law and order. It's peak MAGA hypocrisy, disgusting. Yeah, the U.S. does not look good at all under this current administration. All right, next tweet. I saw more videos, but I don't want to focus too much on that. All right, so I saw this. I was very surprised. Sweden's Princess Sofia met Jeffrey Epstein a few times in 2005. I was like, oh, really? These people are freaking nasty. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? There's that. Well, what is it with these princesses and their links to Jeffrey Epstein and his associate? That's, you know who. Oh, my Lord. Oh, I wonder what for. She was a model too, yet allowed to marry into the Swedish royal family. Also, across the border, the Crown Princess of Norway used to meet with Epstein. Her son is facing multiple drugs and SA charges, sexual assault charges. Jeffrey only dealt with the rich and famous. Yeah, to pretty much, what was the word again? To entrap them. Okay. That woman used to do very explicit nude pictures. She has a very disgusting past, but she's white and that's okay. I'm not surprised at all. Really, I don't know anything about them. I never really looked too deep into them. It's so interesting how they all try trashing or talking down on our BAP, but most of their so-called princesses were skank ass hoes. Let's go to the next one. Yeah, when I saw that, I was very surprised. I didn't expect that from... Like I said, I didn't look too much into them. Next tweet. All right. Okay, so this one I saw and I thought I should share it with you. I think I may have made the correction when that particular topic came up, but never too deep into it. All right. A racist keep running with this weird conspiracy theory that Meghan's mom, Dovia Lois Ragland, was a drug dealer, and they doctored Snoop Dogg's picture. The convicted drug dealer is a man called Dorian Allison Ragland. All right, so whoever put that tweet out did his or her investigation and find the image. All right, full name Dorian Allison Ragland. Date, there it is here, back in 2016, and it's a man, a male. So now this is the picture of Snoop Dogg holding, I guess, what do you call this? Marijuana. Okay, and then they remove his face and put Miss Dovia's face. I'm telling you, these people, my God. And Piers Morgan would have made a daily segment about it on his show. What was this woman? I think it was sometime last week. I forgot her name in that video. She said, "Oh, Miss Dovia, in jail, was in jail or something like that." And they swear they're not racist. The desperation to find Meghan's mom with her offense is incredibly appalling. Kate's uncle is a drug dealer, but they said nothing. Oh, I have a video about Kate's brother. Meghan's white father has history of drugs and his son, but they keep lying on Meghan's mom. Sickos. So disrespectful. They don't even have the brain and decency to at least Photoshop the hands too. Sad and bothered, they keep embarrassing themselves. All this was started by the other daughter, Samantha Markle. Did she? Really? Every accusation is a confession with these people. All right, let's leave that alone. Let's go to the next tweet. King Charles III. All right. Oops, looked like William Macbeth crowning himself King William V was a bit premature. All right. It seems like Charles did a speech. And since that speech, a lot of the squad were tweeting different things about their support for Charles. Okay? And, but anyway, let's focus on this. King Charles says he can share the good news. His cancer treatment will reduce in the new year. They should know how to control that cancer. Why didn't he include Catherine in his speech about cancer and recovery? Well, I'm not a doctor, or I don't know anything specifically about it. But if I'm not mistaken, Kate's sister did say Kate doesn't have cancer. And the other thing as well, when it comes to medical issues like this one, he cannot speak on behalf of someone else, especially when Charles is not even a doctor. So he's focusing on himself. All right, they were both diagnosed with it the same week in the same hospital. What I think happened with the Wells, when I think it was Piers Morgan who went out and claimed that Omid Scobie's book, The End Game, that the people who were making reference to Archie's skin color was Charles and Will and Kate.
I will never believe it. But now we can start the process of finding out if they ever got uttered, what the context was, and whether there was any racial intent at all. Like I say, I don't believe there was. The royals who are named in this book are King Charles and Catherine, Princess of Wales.
Now, I don't know if it weeks after or days later, I don't remember the time frame, but a little bit after, to sort of change the narrative, because when Piers Morgan said that, it made Charles looked bad. So Charles came out and claimed, his camp came out and said he had cancer. And then what I think the Wells did to remove the negativity as well from them, they piggyback on Charles' situation and they claim Kate has cancer. And then they've been running with it. However, at some maybe months later or maybe a year later, Kate's sister claimed somewhere on social media, it was said allegedly that the sister claimed that Kate doesn't have cancer. All right, so I don't know. These people lie for no reason. She is a working royal and his beloved daughter-in-law. Why not at least say, quote, the Princess of Wales and myself about their shared cancer? Well, he can't talk about the other one because Kate never had cancer. You see, I didn't even know this one. In conclusion, Chuck is letting people know if something happens to him, it's not the cancer. Okay, I didn't see his video. So Egg will be vacationing for the next 20 years, giving Sykes weekly updates on what he'll do when he's king. Looks that way, that's the life here. And Kate will milk cancer for the next 20 years too. 2026 War of the Roses is gonna be on fire. Bet? Okay, I saw that. It's called Counting Your Chickens Before They Hatch. Yeah, I don't follow the other one. Pretty much the leftovers. It's things like this. If the squad don't bring the people that I follow, I will not know. All right, so let's go to the next tweet. It's making reference to King Charles as well. Okay. Is this King Charles finally pushing back against William's well-documented death wish for him? I'm no fan of Charles, but I do hope he lives to 105. That was the kind of narrative I was seeing from the squad about things like that. If only to thwart the power-hungry Willie and Kate Macbeth. Alright, so she put the archive version here. King to speak to nation about his cancer recovery. His Majesty will share a personal message about the importance of early diagnosis on Channel 4 on Friday. So that was the thing here. Okay, everything he does now is shading the Macbeth. It's almost like your move now, kitty. Tell the subject about this cancer of yours. But keep in mind, Charles and Camilla have been in that game for a very long time. They know how to play that game.
The most damaging charge that is made in relation to your marriage is that you were, because of your relationship with Camilla Parker Bowles, from the beginning, persistently unfaithful to your wife and thus caused the breakdown. What is your response to that persistent criticism?
Oh, that's the persistent criticism, is it? Well, and the trouble is, you see, that these things, again, as I was saying earlier, are so personal. It's difficult to know quite how to, to talk about these things in front of everybody. And obviously, I don't think many people would want to. But I mean, all I can say is that there's been so much speculation, feeding on every other kind of speculation, that it all becomes bigger and bigger. I mean, all I can say is that I mean, there is no truth in so much of this speculation. And Mrs. Parker Bowles is a great friend of mine. I have a large number of friends. I'm terribly lucky to have so many friends who I think are wonderful and make the whole difference to my life, which would become intolerable otherwise.
But the thing is, I don't understand how these people can get up every day and all they could do instead of telling the truth is lie and lie and lie. I don't know how they do it. All right, we know kitty cancer is cancer. Prince of Wales is simply devastated. He wants to be king tomorrow. How did I manage to F up again? I remember that. That's when he was that document talking to that lady. He already, what was the topic again? He was using someone's story that he already talked about a year or so prior, and then he bring it up again, and he already knew the story, and he's pretending like he's shocked or something. The treacherous lean man of life and limb. Carol Malone, okay, that was her who was talking about Miss Doria being in jail. That was her. All right. It's in one of my videos. Carol Malone did say on national TV show that King Charles III did not have cancer. Then in 2024, it was reported that his cancer was being managed, and should death come calling, King Charles III was likely not to succumb to from cancer. Age of death: Philip, 99 years old. Queen Elizabeth II, 96 years old. Queen Mother, 101. Let's hope he has his parents' gene for a long life. The squad or something. Oh my God. I really think, in my humble opinion, the way that yes, they were presenting the queen as if she's frail, she was sick. I don't think she went naturally. Okay? Since day one, when that happened, I was like, I don't think the queen went naturally. Even though they were dressing her like she's misplaced or something like that, I really don't think she went naturally. I think they used her because Harry and Meghan, they what was it? Meghan was doing the One Young World, and then they went to Germany to do the 1 year leading up to the Invictus, and everything that Harry and Meghan were doing was so popular. It was like positive after positive, and I think they threw the queen under the bus. That's my humble opinion. Despite, okay, we were seeing, and then what was it? The Prime Minister, Liz Truss or something, went and met her. And the next thing you know, that happened during the time where Harry and Meghan were having positive coverage. Okay. Let me read what's there, and then that's it. LOL, I just wrote the same comment under another post. I think I wrote 110 though. The king was very supportive of his mom. He was never power hungry. Because he knew he could do his thing in the background, live his life while his mother was in front. Will and Kate Middleton stop at nothing to outdo other royal family members. Chris Ship has just stated Kate Middleton announced she is now, wait for it, in remission. Really? Last I heard, she was cancer-free. In fact, that's also the first thing I heard cancer cell had been present. This is the last one I'm reading. Okay, let's add this. Any word on what he said? I'm with you, 105. They say when digging a grave for someone, you should be prepared one for yourself also. I leave you with your thoughts. Alright, let's go to the next one. And I think this will be the last one for this video. Some of these tweets were somewhat old on the list. Alright. Again, go support Deadbeat Dad elsewhere, not on my timeline. He and the whole establishment bullied Diana to her death, then bully her son and family. I wish everyone health. Apart from that, I don't give a shit. Like I was saying, after Charles was saying his thing, and you see the squad were saying they wish Charles lived for a long life, because the squad hate the fact that William wants to be king right away so he could do whatever he wants. So that was why some of the squad were saying positive things, even though I don't have too many on the list here to show you, but I was seeing on my timeline. But it's not like the squad like, you know, Charles, but it's the way they were going about it. I hope I'm explaining it properly. The way the squad were going about it, as if the monarchy is gonna be there, so they will prefer for Charles to stay instead of William, because William is a backstabber because of what William has done to Harry. So instead of cheering on for William, okay, it's not like the squad dismiss what Charles did to Princess Diana. It's a different form of things. This is why I said Charles and Camilla, they know how to play the game. That game to keep the position where they at. But it's very sad. Alright. I wish Charles a long reign, because I think Willie will be a worse king and do everything he can to make Prince Harry's life hell. Okay, that's pretty much that. I didn't even see it. This is why the squad was saying for Charles to live a long reign, because of William mistreating of Harry. I mean, like I said again, Charles and Camilla, they know how to play the game. They they turn the brothers against one another. Well, it's one-sided. Whatever nonsense they put in William's head to hate his brother, it's working for Charles and Camilla right now. And you see how the squad will prefer for Charles to remain where he's at. Okay, every time I see pictures like this of our global queen of heart, I feel like I have to check my ears for smoke. Because that's exactly how they feel, like I have smoke coming out of them because I'm so angry about how they treated Princess Diana. She did not deserve it. This photo still breaks my heart, bless her beautiful soul. That vile man does not deserve sympathy, never. Alright, so it's best for the monarchy to be gone completely. Alright. Let me see, William and Kate here. Let me see if I should put this, because I think that should be done with the video. Okay, let's add this, because the other thing that I'm seeing, Girl Scout, Harry and Meghan. Alright, let's add this. Phew, that look is deep. 28 seconds. Let's see here. Okay, it's playing. It's in slow motion, but 28 seconds of it. Alright, the way she was looking at William. The genuine look of love. There's me responding to it. Festive glance. Nah? That's this tweet. I retweeted under her comment here. Alright, let's pause this. Okay, Phew, this look is even deeper. Never has a married woman had a bigger crush on her brother-in-law than Kate did on Harry. It's why she behaved like a jilted ex when Harry and Meghan fell in love. 3 seconds only. Oh my god. It's really embarrassing. Fixing her hair and things like that. She probably thought Harry will have a taste. I don't know. But Harry has too much respect. Alright. You can always tell how happy a couple are by their children. These are not happy kids. Oh. Okay, this is George and I think this is Charlotte. We don't see them bringing the youngest at all. It seems like the youngest doesn't mess with them. It's like, don't mess with me or I'm gonna act out. Okay, did they both move in? She got exactly what she wanted. She hates him. It's obviously one of her famous festive glances. That's what I said too. They aren't a couple anymore. Never any interaction. Never any warmth, just a facade. Katie and the children settle in. No, really. They either look like they can't stand each other or miserable together when not being fake. Alright, let's see. I think I'm done. Let's see this one before I start the next video. Alright, let me add this here. Okay, and that will be it for this video. Let me pause and fix. Okay, we might have part 1 and part 2 of this recording. I just made a lot of changes on my list because some of the thing regarding King Charles III, where the squad were talking about it, I add them to the list. So let's do this one and then I'll see how I do it when I'm editing. Okay, when this is over, Meghan has a bunch of people she should go after. I don't know why I'm laughing about this because these people in the UK, it seems like they cannot leave people alone. But the way this squaddy put it here, who should Meghan go after? I don't think Meghan is gonna waste any energy unless if it's absolutely necessary. Alright, so this is the retweet. Royal commentator sparks controversy for suggesting Meghan Markle wants to see her father dead. Quote, she doesn't want him alive, really? Does she? Alright, let's go into this so the video could be bigger. Let's listen. Screenshot,
Meghan
okay?
says she can't go and see him or she can't phone him because somebody might hear it. There might be a journalist there who's listening and she wants something private. So therefore, she's not going to do it. Now, anybody who wants to talk to someone who's ill in a hospital can speak to a nurse and say, would you mind just asking the friend, your journalist, whatever, to leave while I have a private conversation with my father? They do it straight away. So she's blaming anyone. She also refers to herself as Duchess. She's talking about her father, I'm the Duchess, right? Now, when she's on Netflix,
how do you know that? How did she know that? What Meghan, I never hear Meghan, well, I don't know, because I'm not on almost every social media, but I never hear Meghan calling herself Duchess. I don't know, maybe she did. Let's leave that alone, but let's continue.
they love her name, doesn't she?
It's true,
Meghan,
with love,
lovely
Meghan.
Meghan, yes. So it's absolutely terrible that she...
So many evil things going in her mind. She doesn't even know which one to come out first. She stumbled on her speech. Let me move it back slightly. I mean, how dare she dictating how a daughter wants to communicate with her father after multiple times the father had betrayed her. Who the hell is she?
Photographs were a setup. I was set up by a guy named Jeff Rayner and another guy named Dylan Howard, who was with American Media, I think. And the whole thing was a plan to actually mess up the wedding. I was just part of it, basically.
The royals on me.
And then some of the things that happened with Thomas Markle while he's in the hospital, it displaying the way the UK media have been doing to other people in the UK. And they expect people to just allow them to interfere in Meghan's private life. Like I've said, the reason why Harry and Meghan had to pay for the renovation of Frogmore is because they wanted to get in the ins and out, like everyday life of Harry and Meghan, as if while Harry and Meghan and living their lives, they should be in there with their cameras recording everything. The tabloid wanted to get into Harry and Meghan's private life, and Harry and Meghan said no, they rather repay back the renovation so they could keep those people out of their private life. Meanwhile, Meghan and Harry saying, no, let me live my life, and then I'll share what I want to share with you. But no, these people want to be in it. This is a perfect example with the situation with Meghan's father. They in there. They want to be in there. And then they're not freaking ashamed to at least discreet their tactic as things is happening. They're reporting it. I don't know. There's something in their brain is missing. Okay, I move it back slightly. Let's listen. It's where she stumbled with her wording.
It's absolutely terrible that she is trying to be several stairs above her father. So she's the, but not for all the people that she doesn't know. I mean, you can't actually make that realistic. She must be furious because her PR are absolutely pushing her to be nice and to do something, but she won't because she has to win the fight, which was many years ago, and she won't go there, and she won't even let him see the children. And that just breaks your heart, really. Poor man.
One of the nice things that she should be doing is paying his medical bills.
Oh, absolutely right, yes. But she won't do that. I can't believe that she'll do that because she doesn't want him alive, really, does she?
What? Oh, look at the guy's face. Look at the guy's face. After she said she doesn't want the father to be alive. I move it back slightly. Listen.
Paying his medical bills.
Oh, absolutely right, yes. But she won't do that. I can't believe that she'll do that because she doesn't want him alive, really, does she?
This is so freaking ridiculous. Let's see here. Let's pause that. Angela Levine, just because you wanted your own mother dead because she hated you doesn't mean everyone thinks like you. I bet you had a night out when she finally checked out. The way she put her finally checked out. That pretty much means she's dead. Who are these people to dictate Meghan how she should use her money? We don't even know. This is why she wants things to be private. Who are these people? My God. I'm not surprised that you fragile white men at Talk TV keep giving a platform to that mentally unstable racist Angela Evil Levine to spit her mentally unstable racist garbage against Meghan. By the way, her late mother was right. She should have called Angela the devil instead of Angela. Journalism is dead in this country. How on earth is this woman allowed to spew nonsense like this? No laws for the British media. They just shoot and keep working and never get apprehended. Diarrhea of the mouth.
Meghan says she can't.
Let's go back. Let me pause this. Okay, absolutely, the time has come. Enough. This despicable scavenger should be at the top of the list. Okay, she's responding to the original the tweet here that who Meghan should go after. I think they both done studying court cases. They're too busy growing the empire. Yeah, I think so too. Okay, how low can you go? Honestly, I hope she does. There are so many. Never been irritated by a like that hag. There's the rolling eye. It's not even funny at this point. Scavengers spew vile rhetoric. Very difficult to withstand her voice and look at her. Self-destruction from the inside out. Very unattractive, definitely. Alright. So now, at the beginning of this video, I was talking about how the squad were talking about Charles. These are some of them here.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better